Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is October the 20th. I am barely getting these in by the skin on my teeth. I'm barely getting these done, man. But NBA regular season starts tomorrow. We'll be done with the previews. For people who like to do their due diligence, you don't really have to do anything. Maybe you want to do your own research as well, but that's what these preview shows are for. Me to go in, make sure my work is done, so that when the regular season starts, we off and running, man. That's what the game plan is. So let's jump right into it. No further ado, hit the like button for me if you can as you join, and let's jump into it. So one last play for Jackson, your AI sports betting tool. Link is in the description if you guys want to check Jackson out for NBA, NFL, you name it. Ping pong, tennis, soccer, hockey, whatever it is. Went with the same prompt, right? What is the best current futures bet? And Jackson has another one for us. This one is on MVP. Likes Luka Doncic to win MVP at plus 425 odds. A little spicy. Says the narrative is renewed commitment to fitness. LeBron James out to start the season. Performance averaged 28.2 after joining the Lakers last season. Led the league with 23.3 in 2023-2024 season. And then career stats, average of 28.6, 8.6 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. So Luka is poised to have a massive season, and plus 425 odds offer excellent value for a player who feels destined to win another award sooner rather than later. So the narrative is strong. Doncic has a huge chip on his shoulder and has shown a renewed commitment to his physical health in the offseason, with LeBron James out to start the season due to sciatica. Doncic has the opportunity to be a one-man wrecking crew for the Lakers, putting up gaudy numbers and building an early MVP case. Statistical ceiling, Doncic has already proven he can lead the league in scoring, and his career averages, which I already read those, show he is an elite triple-double threat. If the Lakers perform well, especially with James sidelined early, Doncic will be solidly in the running. And there's a little bit more here as well, but I'm not about to read all that. This is a lot. Check it out if you guys are interested. Like I said, the link is in the description. Let's jump into the previews for the Southwest Division. So first up, we got the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas finished the season last year 39-43 straight up. You can see 39-43 against the number as well. They finished 10th in the West. Lost in the play-in tournament to Memphis, and then Memphis has proceeded to get smoked as well. They end up making the big trade, of course, for Luka, but it didn't really backfire too much because that happened in February. But then in June, they got Cooper Flag, and it feels like all is well. I mean, I know a couple Mav fans are still missing Luka, but you got Cooper Flag. So I think that helps out at least a little bit. So you add Flag, you add D'Lo as well. D'Angelo Russell's there coming over from Brooklyn without Kyrie, who will be out at the beginning of the season, still recovering from his tearing his ACL. And then you re-sign Dante Exum. Daniel Gafford comes back. Kyrie's back. Dwight Powell, I think, exercised his contract as well. And PJ Washington returns. So Dallas will look a lot like they did last season. You still got Klay Thompson as well. Still got Max Christie. Najee Marshall's still there. Caleb Martin is still there. So it's going to look a lot like it did look. They didn't really even subtract anybody, honestly. Last season, we saw Kyrie and AD play together for a total of 25 minutes. They just played one game together, and they look good in that game. But the question you got to ask yourself if you're bullets on Dallas is, do they have enough backcourt depth to kind of stay in the fight at the mid-tier in the Western Conference, at least until Kyrie can come back, even after the time that Kyrie gets back, because it's going to take him a while to get acclimated and return to full health. The West is difficult, man. We went through this in the last preview. It's a lot of teams gunning out West, and that's why I think we see the win total for the Dallas Mavericks sitting there right at about 39.5, because Kyrie is getting a little bit older as well. You're relying a lot on the health of Anthony Davis, and as a Laker fan, let me tell you, that can be scary. A lot of people probably know that already. And then even outside of all of that, everything's just kind of based on health. When I was looking at the media day stuff that went into the Dallas Mavericks and what they were saying, they were talking about, playing a very strong defense, focus on defense and depth. PJ Washington even came out and said he feels like Dallas can be the best defense in the league. We'll see what happens there. Another question that I had though was how will they use Cooper Flag? Cooper Flag. Like Coach Kidd started him at point guard, I think, in 2 of the final preseason games, and he played pretty well overall. But like, how much playing time is he going to get in the front court? I think a Cooper Flag more like a 3. But you think about the depth that this team has. You got AD, you got Lively, you got Dick Gafford, you got PJ Washington, Najee Marshall's like a 3-4. He'll probably have to play a little bit more 2 or more 1. But then what do you do with Clay? So, I mean, you got D'Lo. I guess it's a good problem to have, but I'm interested to see what they do. And do they have enough three-point shooting? Because AD is not necessarily a knockdown three-point shooter at all. Klay Thompson feels like he hasn't shot the ball as well in Dallas. And Gafford and Lively, of course, not making threes. PJ Washington can, yes, but like, are they going to be able to have enough spacing on the floor, I guess? Defensively, I do expect them to be good, but I think their three-point shooting could be pretty bad. And so far in the preseason, I think they shot just like 30% from the three-point line. So we'll see what happens. They do have the 5th most difficult schedule, 11 games with the rest advantage, 7 games without. I told you guys when projected win total sitting at 39.5. It did move up a little bit to 41.5. It looks like on DraftKings now, plus 950 to win the division on DraftKings, third shortest odds. I do kind of feel like 39.5 is a tad bit too low based on the talent. Then you think about the veteran leadership with this team as well and the defensive capabilities that they do have. You just worry about the injuries, man. That's Kyrie coming back. That's AD staying healthy. He's going to be playing in goggles this season. They just got some guys on the team that can be a little injury prone, man. So I'm not betting on Dallas, but if I was, I think I would take the over. I think Dallas can win 41 games, but not going to bet it. Not going to bet it. Let's move on. Houston Rockets up next. Surprising team last season. Ended up 52-30 straight up. You can see 47-33 and 47-37 and 3 against the number. Finished second in the West. Ended up losing in the first round to the Golden State Warriors when their offense just literally couldn't score. 3 years ago, though, this team won 22 games. And then 2 years ago, they won 41 games. And then last season, like I said, 52 games, man. I think that's a testament, in my opinion, to just Ime Udoka coming over and bringing the championship/defensive mindset to the team. Over the course of the offseason, they extended Steven Adams, which he proved to be humongous against Golden State last season in the first round. Then Aaron Holiday came back. Jeff Green is back. Uncle Jeff is back. Jabari Smith Jr. got his contract extension. Jayshawn Tate is back. Fred VanVleet restructured his contract, even though he's going to be done for the whole season, which really, really sucks. They grabbed Clint Capella from Houston. Dorian Finney-Smith is on his team from the Lakers, and Josh Okogie comes over from the Phoenix Suns. So you lose Dylan Brooks, of course, in the trade for KD. Jalen Green, of course, is in Phoenix as well. Jock Landale, of course, is gone also. And Cam Whitmore is in DC. So they don't really give up as much. Initially, I remember thinking like they gave up a lot, but I mean, they didn't really give up a lot to get KD. I think you really just wanted to have a natural point guard. It feels like wherever KD goes, he just can't find a natural point guard since he was playing with Kyrie. It feels like when they were in Brooklyn. Biggest move of the season, though, of course, is KD on this team. He, of course, should help the offense a ton. This Houston offense really, really struggled last season. Sengun, Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., Reed Shepherd playing a lot of point guard. They're all still there, and I think that they all will have really, really good seasons. I expect them to play well. Amin Thompson, I think, is bound to take a step in the right direction. A lot of things that I've been reading talked about him kind of shadowing KD a ton this offseason, working on his game with KD a lot, trying to get right. He's going to play guard a lot for this team this season. And they're really going to play a lot of big lineups as well. Like they'll have lineups with Clint Capella and Sengun in at the same time. They'll have lineups in with and of course with KD as well. So they'll have 3 7-footers on the team on the court at one time throughout some this season. Also, what I found surprising was, and I guess not too surprising, but Sengun actually at one point in time he was leading the team in the whole NBA in assists in the preseason. So they're gonna run their offense a lot through Sengun. Everybody kind of chip in by committee is what I read. What they're gonna try to do as far as playmaking. I think Sengun's gonna have the ball a lot though, and if he draws a double, he'll end up kicking. He's a willing passer. KD's also a willing passer, so we'll see how that goes. KD, ISO style play. It was one of the things that was taking a little bit of criticism. I think KD is at a point in his career. He's never been too selfish, in my opinion. Anyway, I think he'll make the right play. I think it'll help the offense a lot as well. I think the Rockets will do well. Do I think that they'll win 53 games? I think that number is a tad bit too high. They do have the eighth easiest strength of schedule. 7 games with the rest advantage, 9 games without. Projected win total 52.5. Without Fred VanVleet, That I think that number, it did come down to 51.5. Saying that they'll win 52 games sounds, I guess, about right, but it is a lot of games. You kind of need everything to happen well from an injury perspective as well. Reed Shepherd also has the fourth shortest odds to win Sixth Man of the Year, 2,200 on DraftKings. They're plus 1,600 odds to win a championship, which is the fifth shortest odds. And Sengun assist prop over without Fred VanVleet. I think that's one of the things to bet this season. Coach Ime Udoka indicated that the team is leaning on that, like I said, that double big lineup with Sengun and Clint Capella and a deeper rotation. They are going to see if teams can match them. Now, the problem in the way you counter Houston's double big lineup is you just put a super fast athletic lineup out there that can run up and down the floor and make Sengun and Clint Capella absolutely have to work to get back on the defensive end, especially in transition. And we'll see what happens when that happens, when they play against some of the super fast teams in the NBA. They will be able to utilize their length and it have more of an impact than a super fast lineup that's trying to get out and run in transition. So we'll see how that happens. No bet for me on the Houston Rockets. Next up, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. Last season, 48-34 straight up, 41-40-1 against the number. They finished 8th in the West. Like I said, got swept in the first round against the Oklahoma City Thunder. We were on that sweep. We got that sweep correct, 4-0 in the first round last season. Let's see, what was it? So the Grizzlies, the thing last year was the second half of the season. They ended up getting smoked, man. This team started the season off really, really well. You can see their numbers. Offense still played really, really good. First in pace too. But the second half of the season, they got smoked, man. They end up going like 6-10 down the stretch, which led to Taylor Jenkins getting fired with less than 2 weeks left in the season. They hire coach Tomas Izalo, I think is how you pronounce his name. Tomas Izalo took over for Coach Jenkins. He has some coaching experience, of course, in the league. We'll see what he wants to do that's different from what they typically want to do. They re-signed Santi Aldama. Jerry Jackson Jr. got his extension, and then Cam Spencer got a little bit of got a new contract as well. They add KCP in free agency, of course, when they lose Desmond Bane. Ty Jerome comes over from Cleveland. Jock Landale joins the team in free agency as well. Marvin Bagley's out. Bane is out. Jay Huff is now in Indiana. And Luke Kennard, of course, went to the Atlanta Hawks. So off-season notes, what I wrote down is that Jerry Jackson Jr. got the big contract after averaging 22 points per game in his last 2 seasons in a row, 38% from the three-point line. So you could say he deserved it. He actually has been the best player on the team the last couple years. Jalen Wells is somebody I'm looking for to take a big step this season. This is his second year. Last year, he spent a lot of time guarding the team's best perimeter offensive player. But I think Jalen Wells will take a big step, especially without Bane being there. And then Ja Morant, I think, is not going to start the season. So the keys will be in Jalen Wells' hand. We'll see what he can do with it. Zach Edey, of course, is still there. They've still got Brandon Clark, Gigi Jackson, John Conchar, all still there. You got to ask yourself, though, can Ja stay healthy? Also, will this team continue to play super fast and lead the league in pace like they did last season? Last season, one of the things that really that Memphis really could attack you on is if you turn the ball over, they just beat you up and down the floor, and they just love to get out and run in transition. The problem is they couldn't really stop anybody on the defensive end either, especially in the second half of the season. And Memphis, especially in the second half of the season, they couldn't stop turning the ball over. So losing Bane kind of helped reset Memphis's books a little bit. He has been, I would say, the second best player on the team over the past couple years. So long term, I don't think it's going to hurt him too much. But right now, I think Memphis will take a step back this season, which is why their projected win total is sitting at 39.5. If I'm betting on Memphis, I think I'm betting under. I do think I'm betting under. We'll see how much grit and grind they actually have. They do have the seventh most difficult strength of schedule, 7 games with the rest of it and 7 games without, plus 1,500 to win the division, which is the 4th longest odds. I don't like Memphis this season. I think I would be betting under if I'm betting Memphis. Next up, the New Orleans Pelicans. We'll be here for just a second. Last season, 21-61 straight up, 37 and 45, 35 and 47 against the number. They were the second worst team in the Western Conference. Missed the playoffs, of course. And this was, after 4 straight seasons where they had actually won had increased their wins every season. The injuries came knocking. Zion played just 52 games. DeJounte Murray played 51 games. Trey Murphy only played 29. CJ McCollum got hurt. He played just 26, and then Ingram was traded. They finished bottom 5 in offensive and defensive rating, as you can see on the screen here. Actually, the second worst net rated team, probably behind only the Utah Jazz. So what do? They go out, they add Sadiq Bey in the trade. Not sure how much that does for you. Looney, who's already hurt. Jordan Poole comes over from Washington. You draft Jeremiah Fears, who has looked really, really exceptional in the preseason. Derek Queen, of course, was drafted in the top half of the first round as well, but he's going to be out at the beginning of the season. They don't really lose anyone. Brandon Boston is gone. Bruce Brown is back in Denver. CJ's in Washington. Kelly Olynyk was traded. Offensively, I feel like this team will be a lot, I wouldn't say a lot better, but I think that they will be able to score the basketball, especially against poor defensive teams. Because you add Poole, like you add Jordan Poole to any team and the offense automatically gets better and the defense automatically gets worse. But also like having 3-point shooters like Trey Murphy helps a lot, especially a healthy Zion. We'll see what Zion's able to do, being that he's in the best shape that we've seen him in probably since Duke. And you got Jeremiah Fields out there as well, but DeJounte's still rehabbing that torn Achilles. So New Orleans got a lot of moving parts. And I just look at this front line. I just don't think that they're going to be able to stop anybody from scoring the basketball in the paint. From what I've been watching in the preseason, a couple games that I've watched, teams are just wanting to punish Jordan Poole. Like they just find a way to get a switch and put the big, or it don't even have to be a big. It could be a 3 and get Jordan Poole to guard him, so they can get Jordan Poole in foul trouble, and they end up going to the free throw line. So I do like not even as outside of that. Like Misi is not the greatest defender in my opinion. Like I just think that they're going to really struggle against teams that can score the basketball, specifically in the paint. Like teams that like to attack the rim, they're going to struggle, which is why their win total is sitting at 30.5 this season. Feels a bit low based on all the talent that they have. But, I mean, with the Pelicans, you always worry about if Zion's going to be able to, be on the floor. They don't control their own pick, so they could push for more wins this season. What I want to bet on the Pelicans game is overs. I think that they'll look a little bit like the Washington Wizards. Not as bad as the Washington Wizards last season, but I think that they'll resemble Washington a little bit. I also want to bet on Trey Murphy. His threes, his points, because I think he'll take the next step with CJ gone and CJ being in Washington, DeJounte Murray being injured, Brandon Ingram being gone. Like I think this kind of like Trey Murphy and Zion Williams team. Of course, you got Jeremiah Fears there as well, but it'll be his first year, so you got a lot of room to grow. But you go back and look at Trey Murphy last year. 2 years ago, he was averaging 14.8 points. And last season, that number increased by almost 7 points per game. He went up to 21.2, and that was before he tore his labrum in March. So I like Trey Murphy, man. I think his confidence is through the roof as well. Shout out to UVA Trey Murphy, man. That's what I'm betting if I'm betting the Pelicans this season. Last but not least, the San Antonio Spurs, 39-43 against the number last season. They finished the season straight up 34-48, 13th in the Western Conference, missed the playoffs. Of course, Wemby was shut down in mid-February after being diagnosed with that deep vein thrombose. How you say it? Thrombose. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. He had the diagnosis, the deep vein injury, and they shut him down like a blood clot almost. Even still, they won 12 more games than they did 2 years ago. And then, of course, in the offseason, not even in the offseason, before the regular season ended last season, they add De'Aaron Fox at the trade deadline. We saw Stephen Castle win, Stephon Castle win Rookie of the Year last season. He's been playing really, really good in the preseason as well. And then Pop, of course, stepped down, and Mitch Johnson took over. The assistant turned now head coach. Greg Popovich will be like an advisor, I think, and working from upstairs. They extended Fox in the offseason. They brought in Jordan McLaughlin, added Luke Cornett from Boston, which I think is big because now you got to back up behind, Wemby. And then they add Kelly Olynyk as well. They drafted Dylan Harper, who is number 2, drafted him number 2. And he's also played really, really well in the preseason. I'm not sure where all the minutes going to go because they got a lot of guards now. The only person they really lost is Malachi Branham and Mamush Kishibili. And CP3, of course, is back. in LA playing for the Clippers. But I mean, they return a lot of their same players. So it's a young team with a lot of talent in San Antonio. You see the defensive numbers last season. A lot of this was without Wemby being there, and a lot of this was them playing so fast as well. They still got a bunch of guys. Devin Vassell's still there. Keldon Johnson's still there. Jeremy Sohan's still there. You just need kind of like Wemby, because he's such an X factor. You need him to stay healthy. After averaging a career high in points, rebounds, and blocks, which he led the league in blocks last season, he's more likely to be poised to do even more this season. Like Wemby says he's in the best shape of his life. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's more flexible than he's ever been. Meanwhile, you still got Fox dealing with the hamstring injury, most likely not going to be ready for the start of the season. I think they play on Wednesday. Media day, the Spurs talked about their calling card being on the defensive end. Wemby actually had a quote where he said playing hard on defense was a non-negotiable. So we'll see if the Spurs can turn it around defensively. As far as strength of schedule, it doesn't look great. They have the 6th most difficult strength of schedule, 12 games with the rest advantage, 10 games without. Projected win total sitting at 45.5. You can grab a 43.5 on DraftKings at -120 if you're interested, plus 500 to win the division, which is the second shortest odds. Wemby to win Defensive Player of the Year, I think the odds probably have already started to shift, but I saw a -165 on DraftKings. And typically I don't like play, these poor odds. In my opinion, that's a pretty bad number. But Wemby probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year like 2 or 3 years in a row, honestly. Maybe even more than that, if he can stay healthy and play the minimum games he needs to qualify. So that sounds like a no-brainer. I think it'll be -200 before Christmas if he, can stay healthy. I like the Spurs this year, man. I do. I think that they are primed to take a step up in the right direction. And I do think defensively they're going to be really, really good. So if I'm betting on the Spurs, I'm taking their win total over. Only way I'm looking at the Spurs. Resources here in Wemby Defensive Player of the Year, -165. It's already -180 on a lot of books already, but BetMGM had that -165. Resources are here. Check them out. Outlier, Moneyballer, OddsJam. Support the channel, man. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bell on. We'll be live. I might even go live twice tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, talking about the 2 games that we have. Oklahoma City getting their rings tomorrow against the Houston Rockets, and then my Lakers at the crib with no LeBron James playing against the Golden State Warriors. But then when I go live tomorrow evening, I may talk about the games for Wednesday. It's a bunch of games. I think it's like 8 or 9 games on Wednesday as well. So that's that, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have enjoyed the previews. And let's get ready to make some money, man.